Hey everyone, welcome back to this episode of the Colorado Geographer, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the control cities for Colorado Highway 3. This highway is incredibly short. It is probably the shortest Colorado highway that I'm going to make as its own video, and so it's not going to be very long, and an argument can be made that Colorado 3 is a joke. And this road probably should not exist, but there is some relevance to it, and its existence is actually kind of important, and maybe not the most important in the world, but an argument can be made for it to still exist. Anyway, if you've ever driven on a short road before, please leave this video a like and comment what that road is. And if you really enjoyed this content, please subscribe. Colorado 3 is only 2 miles long and goes from US 160 and 550 just south of Durango to basically the Durango city limits on the intersection of 8th Avenue and Larry Valdez Way. And let's get into it. We are currently on westbound US 160 and northbound 550, concurrent as Camino del Rio, just south of the Durango city limits, and we get this sign for Junction North Colorado 3. I'm okay with there not being a control city on this, but there should be at least something here. And this is actually why I think an argument can be made for this road existing. Colorado 3 goes in the direction of Fort Lewis College, and that's exactly what I would sign here. 3 North Fort Lewis College. Even though the student population of Fort Lewis is, 4,000 people, it's a very small school. This is the quicker way to get to Fort Lewis from 160 or 550 if you're coming in especially westbound from, say, Pueblo or Denver, or northbound from, say, Albuquerque. Again, this is the quicker way to get there. Even though 3 is a very short road and it's kind of a pointless road, I understand why this road should be signed, and again, the existence for it is kind of important here. Here's a better look at that intersection, and once again, we are getting North Colorado 3. Here we are actually on Colorado 3. This is a look up this really gorgeous road. We are currently taking a look here of the Animas River. There is no mileage sign here. There really is no need for one because, again, this road just ends at the Durango city limits, but I might want to have something here, especially for those students going to Fort Lewis College that might be a little bit tied up as to where to go. I feel like having a mileage sign here would be kind of relevant here. It'd be kind of helpful to have this as our mileage sign here to help just avoid some confusion here. Here's another look at Northbound 3. Again, really beautiful road going into the mountains here. This is the only stoplight on Colorado 3 here at the Sawmill Road intersection. And we do see on the stoplight, we get State Highway 3. This is technically the northern terminus of Colorado Highway 3. We've already made it to the end. If you turn left here on Larry Valdez Lane, you can get back to Camino del Rio. I'm not a huge fan of Highway 3 ending here because, like I've talked about, this road takes you to Fort Lewis College. And there's a decent number of traffic going to Fort Lewis College from this highway, so I would still continue to sign 3 all the way to Fort Lewis College. Because of that, and because I think that 3 should be signed all the way to Fort Lewis, I am going to continue to sign 3 here, and we are going to continue down 8th Avenue here. Here's a look into the eastern section of Durango, here relatively close to Fort Lewis. And pretty soon we're going to be traveling up an incline that could probably be as steep as some of the mountain passes in Colorado. In fact, we actually get this sign that says road closure in 500 feet. And we're going to see here, this is kind of a steep road coming up. There's probably a lot of landslides here. Here's our first sign for Fort Lewis College here, and we get some switchbacks here to get there. This kind of looks a lot like a mountain pass. I can understand why this road can be closed sometimes. Here we are getting our first view of an academic or residence halls of Fort Lewis College. And we also get this stoplight up ahead, which is where I would put the northern terminus of Colorado 3. And welcome to Fort Lewis College, home of the Skyhawks. And to the building to the left, I believe, is the main student union. And right about here is where I would end Colorado 3. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn back around. Heading back down the hill, we get this absolutely amazing look into central Durango, and we get the mountains off in the distance. This is absolutely beautiful view. I've never been to Fort Lewis, but I've been to Durango a plethora of times, and I've actually never been on this road. I'd actually really like to come down here sometime and just drive on this road for the sake of it. Here we are back into the actual level of Durango. We get the College Plaza to the right, which is a hair salon and a laundromat. And I think there's more here, but I might be wrong. So if you know if there's anything else more here, please let me know in the comments below. Here's the technical northern terminus of Colorado 3 once again, and we get our first reassurance shield just as 3. Okay. And here we get this South 3 reassurance shield here with a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. This is another kind of slow road. It's not 45 the whole way down, but it is a little slow. And right here we get a mileage sign here, which is not something I would expect on a road of this length. We get Aztec as our primary and Bayfield as our secondary. And I do agree with it. I think that Bayfield and Aztec, they're the next cities over. I could see an argument here for Alamosa and Albuquerque, which is the control cities I would put down on US 160 and 550 respectively. But Colorado 3 is so short that I'm honestly okay with it not being there. And in my opinion, I would put the longer distance control cities on the longer highways. So I'm okay with Bayfield and Aztec being on this road, but I would definitely not be okay with it if this were signed on US 160 and 550 on Camino del Rio. Here's looking up southbound again, up to the mountains. This is going toward 160 here on the beautiful Animas River. We are now coming on the side of this rock here. We are approaching Camino del Rio, and this is really cool. And we can see junction 160 and 550 are coming up. And here's where Colorado 3 ends. We don't get a proper end 3 sign, but we do get the sign that says east 160 and 550 south turn left, and 160 west and 550 north turn right. No need for control city in my opinion here. We just had a mileage sign like not even a mile and a half ago. We get this really weird merge onto 160 and 550 at the center lane with a median in between it. This is kind of weird, but I can kind of see why it exists. All right, now that 3 has ended, let's take a look at Sumner's control city picks for Colorado Highway 3. I think 3 is perfect as it is, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 tweaks. Northbound should be Fort Lewis College. Southbound should be Bayfield and Aztec, or Alamosa and Albuquerque is good too. Either one works for me. Even though this road is kind of pointless, it's kind of short, and it doesn't go to Fort Lewis, I think 3 should exist. That's my argument here. I could see why it should not exist as well, so I'm honestly good either way. But this is, in my opinion, the most important useless road in all of Colorado. So this is probably going to be the shortest state highway in Colorado that actually gets signed here on its own video. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Should Colorado 3 exist or not? Is Fort Lewis too small of a college for 3 to exist? Let me know. Next week is going to be an episode I've been looking forward to for quite some time. We're going to be looking at Colorado 5, which is the Mount Evans Scenic Byway, which, in case you didn't know, is the highest paved road in North America. And we also get a first glimpse on how CDOT steals your money. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and please subscribe to this channel. This is Sumner signing off for the Colorado Geographer. I will see you guys next week.